Welcome, my fellow followers of chaos, to another Total War campaign focus, the series where I look at the beginning of a campaign and show you guys what to expect and what's interesting about the beginnings of each campaign in the games. Today, we'll be looking at Aksum, another member of the Desert Kingdom's culture in Total War Attila. Now, Aksum is an Eastern Christian faction as opposed to the Judaism of the Himyar. The Himyar are actually the only faction that has a different religion, Lochmids and Tenukids also being Eastern Christian. They start in Ethiopia, controlling two provinces, Aksum and another one that I'm not quite sure about, but we'll see that in a few moments. Yeah, there's a bit of a description here explaining their situation and the fact that they're in a very good position to become very wealthy by means of the Silk Road. They have the same cultural trait as the other desert kingdoms, that being +2 sanitation from Sunscorch, immune desert attrition, +15 melee attack during desert battles, and a huge religious penalty. A huge public order penalty from religious reasons, rather. Their unique faction traits are Gateway to the East. We have +30 food from each active trade route. You definitely want to be trading with these guys. +100% to melee mercenary pool replenishment rate, and +10% from trade income. So definitely a trading powerhouse. To win this campaign, as a minor victory, you need to survive till 425 like every other faction. You need 40 settlements, 3 of these provinces, 10 technologies, 60 units, and 25,000 wealth amassed from buildings, which isn't that hard. But guys, I'll see you in a second on the campaign map. Welcome everybody to the beginning of the Aksum campaign. As you can see, as I said earlier, you start off with 2 settlements in the Ethiopia region, province rather. Aksum itself as the capital, and you have a second settlement, Adulis. From Aksum, you have furs, which is a nice resource to get trade, and you also have spices, of course. Now, quickly touching upon the unique event chain for the Aksumites, there is a mission quest, or a quest line that has you trading spices and stuff. So in a couple turns that shows up, and basically it says you need 2 sources of spice. You already start with 1. So the only place that I've noticed so far that you can get spice is over here, and these lands are controlled by Assassinate client states. So that might be a little tricky. I'm not sure where else you can get spices from. But yeah, your diplomatic situation isn't amazing. The Eastern Romans tolerate you. The Gassanids, they're okay. They're okay with you. Himyar, of course, is your rival, so they hate you, and they'll probably be your first target in a war. And Nobatia is actually trading with you, and they like you a little bit. So that's the diplomatic start for them. Looking at their technologies, as you can see, it's the same as Himyar. They have a specific line in their military technology tree that counteracts the penalty of other religions. So if you were to get all of these, you'd be well on your way to never having to deal with religious problems, really. And also, of course, it helps you against other religious factions. You get more melee defense against Jewish and Zoroastrian. So I assume that because Christianity is more established, you don't have to pay for these as Aksum, but Himyar has to pay for their religious things. So maybe because Judaism is a less spread out religion, maybe it's a bit harder, so maybe that's what that's supposed to represent. I'm not sure. But your military situation is decent. You start off with an army of 14 units led by your king. Most of these units being unique, only 6 of them being not, because the Desert Chieftain is, of course, not a new unit, I don't believe. So you get 3 units of Tolar warriors. These are your spearmen, with some wicked-looking spears. Of course, with these early desert faction units, you're not going to get the best stats in the world. These Afar Swordsmen have a decent attack and a very nice charge bonus. So you definitely want these guys to be flanking around. These will probably be your holding units in the beginning. Desert Bowmen, Hurlers, we've seen those before. Afar Camel Riders. Your typical early melee cavalry. Basically no armor. It's pretty much just Afar Swordsmen on camels. So I guess you'll use these for flanking, of course, or chasing down. Actually, these would be the better for chasing down missile units. Your Desert Raiders, very light melee cav, 100 speed, excellent. And then of course you get your Adana Trackers, which are the War Dog / bow unit, which is pretty interesting. So anyway, guys, we'll get a little bit into this campaign, and we will be back when we've, gotten further into it, so I can actually show you some of the first challenges and such. I'll see you then. So guys, here's the unique event chain I was talking about for the Aksumites. The Spice Must Flow Part 1. Basically, you need to control 2 or more spice resources. As I said, you have 100 turns to do it. And you get to unlock the Oriental Port and new units, that being the Spice Warriors and Spice Guard, I believe, and possibly some other things. So yeah, I just wanted to show you guys that. We'll be back when we've made more progress. Hey everyone, I'm fighting a little battle here against Himyar rebels, and I just wanted to show you guys what your early game army is going to look like. So you actually can't recruit these units for a while, it seems, these Tor warriors, so I'm still using the same 3 units that I had from the beginning. I beefed up my spear line with Desert Spears, and they've been doing pretty good, holding the line and stuff, but I just wanted to show you guys what these units actually look like on the battlefield. So we'll just go from left to right, I guess. The Desert Chieftain, we've all seen him before. This is a unit that's been in the game before. If you've ever played against the Sassanids or other Eastern factions, you definitely know them. Desert Spears, the same thing. They've been in the game the whole time. Now these Tor warriors, these guys, okay, here we go. We actually got them without their shields up. Look at that spear. That thing's awesome looking. Very intimidating looking guys as well. These Ethiopians. Then you have your Afar Swordsmen, which, as you can see, are not armored at all. But these guys are awesome. In a rear charge, you pop Frenzy. Oh my god, you decimate them. You decimate your enemies. Desert Bowmen, same old stuff. You've seen them everywhere. Hurlers, much of the same. Seen them everywhere. Afar Camel Riders, these are literally the swordsmen only on camels, so again, excellent on the rear charge, extra melee attack from Frenzy. It's good stuff. And your Desert Raiders are, of course, your spear light cavalry, so they're good for running down stuff. They're good for countering other cavalry as well. So, yeah. I guess maybe I'll show you guys a little bit of what's going on in this battle. So we're going to go into a shield wall here, or spear wall, rather. And we're going to get some flanking going on. Oh. Now these rebels have some armored camels. So that's interesting. At this point, it's an easy win. These Afar Sentinels, they're pretty cool looking. Oh, did he charge my general? Oh, he did. Oops. Run away. Oh, he wants him. Yeah, I definitely don't consider myself a pro. Definitely not at this game. Or at any Total War for that matter. So I'm very sorry for my horrible mistakes that happen in pretty much every video I make. Because I tend to not notice things until it's too late. For example, my general being charged and losing like over half his unit. That is what I call a mistake. But yeah, I just wanted to show you guys some of the units, what they do and stuff. So yeah, I'll see you in a little bit again. So welcome everybody to the end of this video and my my final thoughts on the beginning of this campaign. If you want a challenge, you can definitely take your chances fighting the Sassanids. These guys declared war on me. Who was it? The Mazoon. They declared war on me, or well, the Sassanids did. So of course the Mizoon were my first target, obviously. So I did complete the first part of that spice quest chain, so that's nice. I've been playing for 2 hours, over 2 hours, just to get 5 years in. It's ridiculous. This was a pretty challenging campaign. I don't know if that's just because I made a lot of mistakes and stuff, but I mean, other than the fact that I have like 5 armies right outside this part of my empire, everything's going pretty good. So yeah, if you guys want a challenging Eastern campaign, that's definitely way different than the ones than these Western and Northern campaigns. I would definitely say yes, these guys are very fun. I almost think I enjoyed this campaign more than the Himyar one, but I did get further in this one than I did in the Himyar one in the same amount of turns. So it might be a little shrewd in my opinion. But yeah, that's my opinions and my showing of the first 5 years of the Aksum campaign, and hopefully it persuaded you guys into either wanting to play this, or it may have put you off. Who knows? But anyway, next up will be the Tanukids. I'll see you guys in that video. Until then, goodbye.